Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rayhan, and today I am going to be presenting with my friends about our operations management final assignment on Sagari. Next. So these are our group members. There is me, Shan, Atika, and Ayman. Next slide, please. So for the list of contents, we'll be going over the company profile, the methodology, including the research formulation and problems, the background theory, and an analysis. Next slide. So Sagari was founded in 2020, and it is a rapidly growing Indonesian e-grocery startup that specializes in fresh produce delivery. So they source directly from local farmers, and they also ensure efficient warehouse management and utilize dedicated drivers to make sure that Sagari maintains their farm-to-table delivery within 10-hour policy. So that is their unique selling point. In its first year, Sagari achieved over 20 times growth in users, transactions, and revenue, while empowering local farmers and providing high-quality groceries at competitive prices.
Moving on to the methodology, we're studying Sagari's operation management through interviews and secondary data, focusing on project management and AON networks. Thematic and content analysis will uncover patterns, and by integrating the findings, we'll understand Sagari's operation better. Tracking a frequent Sagari user's journey, we follow the AON network from order to completion, reflecting Sagari's primary user base. This approach allows for rigorous investigation and informed recommendation. We also are discussing quality management and how to maintain quality while reducing process time.
Okay, moving on to background theories, which are the theories that we'll discuss primarily throughout the paper. So our first background theory is project management. Project management is an essential component for complex tasks with deadlines, and it ensures projects like construction or personal events to run smoothly. And it involves planning, such as setting goals, defining tasks, and building teams. It also involves scheduling, such as assigning resources. And it also involves controlling, which includes monitoring progress, making adjustments, and things of that nature to avoid delays and cost overruns. Our next primary background theory is AON network. So an AON network is a technique used in project management to visualize project schedules. It utilizes a diagram with boxes called nodes to represent the different tasks involved in the project. So you can see an example diagram provided in the slide. And these diagrams are helpful tools for project managers because they provide a better view of the project schedule. So the components of the diagram involve nodes, which represent the individual activities involved in the project, and arrows, which indicate the precedence relationships between the tasks or activities. And the overall impact is that the diagram enhances understanding of project workflow, facilitates critical path identification, optimizes resource and time allocation, and contributes to efficient and effective project completion. And our last background theory is employee empowerment. So employee empowerment is basically empowering employees at all levels and thus fostering a culture of ownership and accountability for delivery timelines. Since the main challenge of Sagari is maintaining consistent on-time delivery, requiring a well-coordinated effort across different departments, and delays in any stage can impact the 10-hour promise. So what they can do to improve this performance is through employee empowerment, since by empowering employees, Sagari can create a more engaged and efficient workforce and ultimately leads to a higher percentage of on-time deliveries and a stronger competitive advantage.
Okay, so we'll be going over the research objectives and problem formulation next. So in terms of the things that we're trying to find out, or our research objectives, we want to evaluate Sagari's operational effectiveness, evaluate the speed of Sagari processes, and also evaluate the performance of Sagari warehouses. For problem formulation, the things that are maybe problems for Sagari, we want to find out how efficient Sagari warehouses are, how long does it take for Sagari to finish their delivery operations, how can the operational effectiveness of the meat warehouse be improved, and what steps can be taken to reduce process times? And how well does Sagari adhere to its 10-hour delivery from farm to table policy? Okay, so I'm going to be going over a list of Sagari's activities. So this is the list of activities that the Sagari representative gave to us. We interviewed him last week, and for the activities, he gave us a total of 9 activities, and it is in relation to a regular Sagari customer, a Sagari customer that frequently uses the app. So starting from activity A, this is when before the order happens. So this is when somebody this is a process that happens every day at Sigari. So they have a farm location in Subang, and that's their drop-off location, their pickup point. So farms, other Java farms from Dieng or Bandung, they'll drop off their produce at Subang to make sure that delivery drivers from Sagari that come from Jakarta are able to deliver the products on the daily, so that these produce remain fresh and clean. So after the produce is delivered from uh, after it's delivered from activity A, it happens. The sorting begins at activity B, C, and D. So there's three warehouses. There's warehouse one, warehouse two, and warehouse three. One is used for fruit, two is for vegetables, and three is for meat. So in terms of these warehouses, they're actually very close by to one another. It's located in Tangerang Selatan, but they are not one warehouse. It's one warehouse, but it's separated around 200 meters apart from each other. And the sorting of these products also takes a while. As for fruits, it takes the quickest, as fruits are actually quicker to sort as they're just put in baskets, but meat is more um, vulnerable to go rotten. So it takes more time to sort meat. Moving on, for the delivery process, for preparing for the delivery, um, as I mentioned before, this is somebody that regularly shops at Sagari, so they're buying fruits, vegetables, and meat. So these processes happen simultaneously, and for these processes, it actually takes around different times. So it takes the quickest for fruit, as they can just put it in the basket, and for meat, they have to cut it up. And next, there's the delivery to customer. Usually, this customer delivery only takes an hour, as there's warehouses all over the Jabodetabek area, so it's very quick to get to everywhere. And then lastly, there's the customer receives the product and they submit the review, which marks the end of the process. Next slide. Right, and these are the total duration activities and variance that's calculated from the times that we showed before. There's the pessimistic, optimistic, and the most likely time. And these are the values that we got and that we'll be using in the AON table. Next slide. Right, so as you can see here, the critical path is 7.9 hours, and the longest, the total time is 7.9 hours, but the critical path is ADGHI, and that's actually the meat warehouse because it takes the longest to prepare. Next slide, please.
Next is Sagari's probability of delivery. To get the probability of delivery, you can see from this z-score standard deviation from the mean. It helps to understand how delivery time compared to the expected critical path completion time. The higher z-score indicates faster deliveries. These are the formula for z-scores. What we need is the due date, expected time completion, and we get the sum of the variance of activities in the ion diagram. Next, please. Okay, so the z-score for Sagaris is this 1.81. Analyzing Sagari's AON network shows a 96.5 chance of on-time delivery within their 10-hour promise. While this indicates efficient operation, there's still a 3.5 chance of delay. This could happen with traffic or anything that is unpredictable in the road. They should consider backup plans to minimize these potential issues.
Right, to add on to Adin's point, besides the delivery problems, there's also the problem at the meat warehouse. So the meat warehouse actually takes up the most amount of time in the process. So to solve this process, we also we want to implement total employee engagement. So we want to reduce the time, but by also maintaining the quality. So we believe that this is done by giving more responsibility to Sagari workers, developing supportive supervisors, and building a high morale organization. This will cause the employees to be more motivated and give better work, causing it to do faster, but also maintaining that level of quality.
Lastly, in conclusion, Sagari's analysis indicates a 96.5% likelihood of fulfilling its 10-hour farm-to-table pledge. Employee engagement can expedite meat warehouse processes, ensuring speed without compromising quality. For future research, we could include customer satisfaction, supply chain enhancement, and market growth for Sagari's ongoing prosperity.
Thank you for
End of our
listening to our
presentation. Thank you.